Okay, nah, bro, nah, I'm done. Like, we are not going to get anywhere if we keep on thinking about it like this. So, today we are talking about Vancouver Canucks defenseman Filip Hronek, and I said in the last video that I wanted to make a commentary talking about how Filip Hronek should not be a Canuck next year. And it all boils down to money. Because Filip Hronek, based off of the season that he had in 2023-2024, you could say he should be worth a decent chip, right? I mean, the guy had 48 points in 81 games played, big step up from the 38 points he had in 60 games last year, but the thing is with Filip Hronek, the price tag might be way too damn high. Let's go out there and look at some notes. So, Dalibor said this on Donnie and Dolly yesterday. Last I heard, the asking price by Filip Hronek's camp is not going down. It's strong at $8 million per season. Okay, that's Rick Dalibor. Let's go out there and look at what Elliotte Friedman said on today's edition of the 32 Thoughts podcast. He went out there and said this, that the Canucks will not double down to bring back Filip Hronek just because they gave a first to get him, should he price himself out of Vancouver. And with this in mind, dude, that guy has priced himself out of Vancouver. The folks on the subreddit said it best. Hey, does Filip Hronek need a ride to the airport? Does he need some assistance driving down Grand McConaughey Way? Does he need help booking a ticket to whatever city he's going to go to next? Because there is no way the Vancouver Canucks should sign Filip Hronek to a contract that is anywhere near $8 million a year. Let alone the argument, oh yeah, he's going to be making more than Hughes. Quinn Hughes is making such little money on the cap hit compared to what he's actually worth. He's making $7.8 million a year till the end of 2027. Quinn Hughes could very well win the Norris this year, and he's making $7.8 million on a team where Filip Hronek could make $8? Hell nah, bro. Hell no. And when you talk about Hronek and the splits, there's a reason why 8 is even like the asking price here. It's because at the beginning of the year, Filip Hronek was torching the competition with multiple multi-point games in a row. He had so much production in the first half of the year. Look at Hronek's splits month by month. 8 points in 9 games in October, 15 points in 15 games in November, and then things started to fall off a little bit. 6 points in 12 games in December, 7 in 13 in January, 8 in 13 in February, but then he dropped down. 2 points in 12 games in March, 2 points in 7 games in April. The guy stopped scoring points. And you can say that part of the reason he was even scoring points in the first place was because he's playing with Quinn Hughes. Not to say that Hronek by himself isn't this talented defenseman and he's not good to create offense on his own. He's certainly fine, but not $8 million a year fine. Especially in the playoffs, where Filip Hronek went out there and absolutely crapped the bed. Only 2 points in 13 games here against the Predators and the Oilers. The 2 points that he had came in Game 6 and Game 7 against Edmonton. He had scored nothing up to that point. And quite frankly, there were some reports about Hronek having an elbow that was banged up a little bit, and that's kind of why he wasn't able to play the best, and he might have been hurt, he might have been this, he might have been that, but still, Filip Hronek just got worse as the year went on. He finished off the year with 40-something points after starting things out so strong that we were all saying, yeah, no way, that guy can, get 70 points if he continues his pace from November and onwards. Oh, he's probably guaranteed to get at least 50, 55. If you wanted to say 60 is a lock too, a lot of Canucks fans back in November would have been like, yeah, no, that's pretty reasonable. But then he disappeared. What? That guy's worth $8 million? No. Hell no. And for the Vancouver Canucks to stand their ground, Elliotte Friedman saying that just because they paid away a first-round pick to get Filip Hronek doesn't mean that they're going to give him just whatever money that he wants. We're cuffed. We have to get him back. We have to sign him because we traded away this pick for him, which means that we have to commit ourselves to him no matter what it is that he wants. No, they're not going to do that. And quite frankly, if the price is going to stay at $8 million, if they're not even going to budge and go down a little bit, let's say, okay, 8 is the asking price. The real bottom out limit is like 7.5 or whatever, like just under Quinn Hughes. If that's the case, the Canucks should still leave him. I'm sorry, that guy wasn't playing like a 7-point-something million dollar defenseman in any respect. And quite frankly, the fact that he's stapled to Quinn Hughes and given a lot of offensive opportunities and looks alongside of Quinn Hughes, in a way, in my mind, devalues him as a player. Because it's like, if you're going to be making $7 million, what, is that going to be your role? You're a guy who's being paid $7 million to play beside Quinn Hughes. If he's making 8, he's one of the top defensemen in the NHL in AAV in total. And in my opinion, guys who are making top defenseman AAV money at the NHL level should be able to carry their own pair. Like, Quinn Hughes can carry whomever it is that he plays with. If you put Quinn Hughes with Luke Schenn, $3 million a year guy, the pairing is still very effective. Not in the same way as Hughes and Hronek was at the beginning of the season, but it's still effective. And Hughes could very well go out there and still get points. Filip Hronek, if you play him with anybody else, does he still get the same amount of point production? And is that worth $7 or $8 million a year? No, it's not. $7 or $8 million a year should be a guy who is capable of doing things on his own. And Filip Hronek, even playing with Quinn Hughes in the last half of the year and in the playoffs, did nothing. Like, it's not even just that he did nothing, it's that he was, like, bad. His breakout passes in the Edmonton series from his own zone outwards, like, I get it, it's easier to start noticing flaws in a player when you start looking for him. Like, that's kind of how human mind perception works, right? We see what we are looking for. Even if it's not really there, our attention will make narratives in our brain to get these things going. But Filip Hronek in his breakout pass is not great. I said this during the Game 7 as well. Whenever Hronek has the puck in the offensive zone, I just got no confidence anymore. I get it, he scored the goal, but that was a one-timer. The puck was on and off his stick, like, really quickly, so he didn't have extended time to make a mistake or to make a pass or whatever. Like, Hronek, for all the production and all the good things we had seen out of him at the first half of the year, there's no confidence in me that says that, yeah, the Canucks are going to win this contract signing if they acquiesce and give Hronek the $8 million or 7-point-something million that he's looking for. At the very least, he is an RFA, so you can let somebody offer sheet him, you can get those picks back, and great. Amazing. If he signs the offer sheet, it's probably going to be a pretty big dollar amount. But if you trade him away as well, hey, then you name your price. Then you get whatever else it is you think you can get for him. And any other team that's looking at just the point production and saying, oh, this guy's playing with Quinn Hughes, he's probably good. Like, they can take their chance on him. He'll maybe do well in the next season's worth of play if he's playing with another team and he's, like, starting out fresh. He's not hurt anymore. His elbow is fine. Okay, he probably goes out there and does better. But for what we had seen in this year's worth of play, second half of the year playoff run, no way is that guy going to be worth the money. Playing with Quinn Hughes is a privilege because anybody who Quinn Hughes plays with is going to look good. So the fact that Hronek did not look good in the playoffs just kind of goes to show you, yeah, no, where is that dollar amount really going? And how could the Vancouver Canucks even think about giving him that? So that's kind of my rant today. I'm saying that Filip Hronek is probably not going to be a Canuck if he's so adamant on that dollar amount. But at the end of the day, you know, he was a very talented offensive-leaning defenseman for the first half of the year. We all recognize that there was a good showcase from him to open things up in 23-24. And there was a period where we were kind of saying, yeah, no, if he gets like $7 million, it may be worth it if he's getting 70, 80 points a year. But no, he completely declined. He fell off. So what now? I think, in a way, being more ruthless is beneficial because you don't believe in the potential of guys. You believe in what you have seen. And for guys that you have on this team already, what have we seen? We saw Zadorov, we saw Lindholm, we saw Dakota Joshua. These guys were all effective players. Even Tyler Myers was an effective player. You know why you signed Tyler Myers to a 6x6? Because of the things that we saw him do in the playoffs this year. That guy almost made an entire 6x6 contract worth it for a bit. And I say for a bit because the first 5 years were not really worth it at all. But for Filip Hronek, did we see $7-8 million play out of him? No. Hell no. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this entire idea. And if you feel as strongly as I do that the Vancouver Canucks should move away from him and his contract as far as possible if he's really not going to budge from that price tag that he's got. I'd say, if you wanted my opinion, what's the max the Canucks could sign Hronek for? If it were up to me, I'd say maybe like $5 million. Not 8. Even 5 might be stretching it a little bit considering how little he did in the playoffs, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.